Boy, I tell you, there's nothing like knowing the spring is coming after a winter. But spending 27 years in California where it was just sunny every day most of the time. It's really something going through the seasons. I've been doing it now for 7 years here in Maryland. And it's always so exciting when the spring comes because I've never seen a place with as many beautiful flowering trees as are here. And so in the next few weeks, I imagine I'm going to be able to give you a lot of treats, a lot of beautiful flowers and visuals from the trees. You can see right behind me here, this white blossomed tree is coming to life. And the cherry blossoms are supposed to be coming out in full by Wednesday. So it'll be really something. It's a good time for spiritual life because it's a time of beginning, a time of renewing and kind of refocusing your efforts, focusing again to get up and make that big burst forward, to charge into, you know, this ballroom of bliss that's talked about in our natural state, in the state from which we've wandered. And Swami Vivekananda has a wonderful little sentence or two here to say that I just find it to be more and more valuable. It used to be more and more frustrating, but nowadays it's becoming more and more valuable because I think finally I'm in a place to sort of see the truth of it, to sort of maybe know how to use the truth of it. He says, it's a very hard thing to understand, but you will come to learn in time that nothing in the universe has power over you until you allow it to exercise such power. Nothing has power over the self of man until the self becomes a fool and loses independence. You know, this is a very important verse to know that we are all powerful in and of ourselves, but it does allow you to do what you need to do with yourself in this world. You know, that you can set your goals and you can achieve them. The things that generally distract us or that divide our power have to do with pleasure, getting caught up in little things that distract us, that cause pleasure, but don't build anything. They only give you those few seconds of joy or happiness, and then they dissipate and you haven't really gained anything from it. And so there's this constant conflict that I've heard phrased or framed in such a way that there's the good and there's the pleasant. If you always go for the good, you'll be all right. Your life will progress, will move forward. You won't get caught in those senses. You won't get caught in that idea that life is worthless or life is meaningless. You know, it'll give you a charge to be alive if you choose the good. Now, what is the good? The good is something that moves you forward, that takes care of something that needs to be done, and leaves a residue of goodness in its path, like going to school leaves an education in your mind, like practicing piano leaves a skill in your fingers and is an opportunity for expression. It leads to creativity. So you try and put as many good things into your life, and the pleasant, as long as they're under control, you're doing well, you're doing fine. But mark those and be careful with those, because their overall return is zero. You know, fulfilling the pleasant always leaves you wanting more. That's all that it does. And it's good to realize that and to recognize that and to stop chasing after them as if they are the thing that's going to give you a happy life or a good life. And rather, choose those things that might not be quite as pleasant in the moment, but the experience of them in their entirety is going to be good, is going to be positive for you. It's going to move you forward. Generally, it's things that use the virtues, you know, any self-discipline, any act of love, any doing of your duty, doing things as an act of worship, investing love into them. These are things that are good, you know. So choose the good over the pleasant, and you'll find your power return to you. You'll find your ability to focus, to be improving. And with that focus comes that single-mindedness. And with that single-mindedness is the power that Swamiji is talking about. Your ability to realize, to manifest your highest ideals.